Welcome to the driving spirit of Alfa Romeo and to a new high-performance automobile that puts power into the hands of the few. The Milano is an exceptional sports sedan, a refreshing alternative to cars designed without a personality. That's because the Milano is a typical Alfa Romeo, engineered with passion and bred from a racing heritage that goes back more than 75 years. And since the Milano is so well equipped, with features you won't find in other cars at its price, we'd like you to take a few minutes to review the Milano's operation and controls, and get into the driving spirit. You probably already know that the doors can be locked only with the key, a European tradition. When any door is opened, there are courtesy lights in the roof and front floor. They're on a delay and will turn off a few seconds after the last door is closed. Once inside, behind the wheel, you want to get into a comfortable driving position. After all, the Milano is a driver's car first, and a luxury sedan second. Slide the seat back or forward to easily operate the pedals by raising the wide bar at the front of the seat. Now adjust the steering wheel and the backrest angle to suit your driving style. The lever to adjust the steering wheel is behind the ignition switch. Pull it toward you, then the steering column will telescope and tilt. By the way, you might want to stop and restart this tape to try out some of the procedures. Now, to adjust the backrest angle, on Milanos with the electrically operated backrest adjustment, there are two switches on the console between the seats. Between these two switches are two others to adjust the outside mirrors. Select the mirror you want to adjust with the rocker switch. Then press the four-way control to move the mirror up, down, right, or left. Now that you're comfortably seated, let's go on to the lighting control. That's the lever to the left of the steering column. Twist the lever forwards for park and headlights. Push the lever in towards the steering column for high beams. Pull it toward you to flash the high beams. This lever also is used for directional signals and for lane changing. There's an identical lever on the other side to control the wipers, but you operate this lever by pulling it down. The first position is for an intermittent sweep, the next for slow speed, and the lowest for high speed. To wash the windshield and the headlights, pull the lever towards you. The wipers will automatically sweep the windshield 3 times. Let's go now to the center console for the heating, ventilation, and optional air conditioning controls. The left dial directs the air to either the defroster, the 4 adjustable dashboard outlets, which can be individually closed, or the floor. The center dial regulates the amount of heated air desired, and the right dial regulates the air conditioning. Incidentally, you may want to use the air conditioning even on damp, cool days, in conjunction with the heating system to reduce the inside humidity. The last control in this area closes the fresh air vents when using the air conditioning. Just below is the optional removable Alfa Romeo radio and tape player. Please refer to the special instructions for removing and installing the unit and its operation. Now look up to the control panel above the windshield. Switches for the front windows are at the left and right. Next to the one for the driver's window is a lockout for the rear window switches that are located on the center console between the seats. On a Milano without the optional sunroof, there's a center switch on the roof panel for a spotlight that's located behind the rear view mirror. Incidentally, the rear view mirror has day and night positions. On a Milano with a sunroof, this spotlight switch is where the sunroof operating control is fitted. This is a sliding and a tilt sunroof that uses the same control. The sunroof won't tilt until it's closed. After closing, release the switch and then push the same switch again to tilt the sunroof open. There's another difference on Milanos with and without a sunroof. It's the overhead lighting. Without a sunroof, there's a central roof light that includes a spotlight for rear seat passengers. On the sunroof models, there's a roof light above each front door. To turn on either light, push the lens itself at either end. In the rear, there's a spotlight behind each door that's controlled by its own switch. Let's move on now to finding the hood release. It's a trigger-type handle under the dash on the far left against the kick panel. It's hard to find unless you know where to look. And please note that the hood must be propped open. There's a stay on the driver's side. We tucked the hood release out of the way, but we put the trunk release where it's very convenient, on the floor at the left of the driver's seat. Another example of clever design is the racing-style gas cap. It has a locking feature which you can override. The gas cap must be unscrewed and pulled out. Be sure to alert gas station attendants. There are several other differences between your Milano and other cars. The handbrake, for example. It's a grip instead of a rod. That's why we can fit so many other features into the panel between the seats. Pull the grip up to lock the handbrake. Squeeze it to release the brake. Let's look now at the two switches to the right of the instruments. The top one is for the rear fog light, a European idea to help others better see you in bad weather. The bottom switch is for the front fog lights. At the left of the instrument panel are identical switches with the familiar international symbols for four-way flashers and the rear window defroster. Other international symbols are found in the center of the dash for the Alfa Romeo Control Center. The warning lights will be lit when first starting up and will then let you know a host of valuable information, from low oil level to an open door. Please consult your operator's manual about this important feature. Well, we've covered briefly most everything you need to know to get acquainted with your Milano. So let's put it on the road. To get the engine started, keep your foot off the accelerator. Just turn the key and let the automatic devices in the fuel injection system do their job. Check your operator's manual for starting tips in extremely cold or hot weather. Now, before fastening your seatbelt and moving out into traffic, please note that your Milano is a highly responsive sports sedan. You'll be able to out-accelerate, out-brake, and out-handle most other cars on the road. So we ask you to use the performance built into your Milano safely and wisely. That brings us to a reminder about the importance of regularly scheduled maintenance by your Alfa Romeo dealer. You know, we were training dealer service technicians about the new Milano long before it was introduced. So you can be assured of finding an expert at your dealership for maintenance, service, and information about the Milano's 3-year warranty. We hope you'll also get into the habit of regularly checking the performance of your Milano. Inspect your oil and fluid levels, tire pressure, and the condition of your engine drive belts at least once a week. It's a good way to really get into the driving spirit. Thanks again for purchasing a Milano. You're very important to your dealer and to Alfa Romeo. We sincerely wish you many years of happy motoring.